What did I miss? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. I have a special blend of plant food. Server maintenance? Really? Huh. Come on, come on. Okay, what happened? The game broke. The game broke. Let's go try to play the game again. Really, really, really. Okay. I should want to see this. Ugh. Okay, here, do these ones. May find. May find. Let's see. I did those. No, I guess I finished. Guess we'll just end the stream here.
is to not let it come up to temperature. You want that. You need to remember that with an electric fryer, it cycles its heat, so it's going to take it up to the maximum temperature, and then it's going to drop down, and then it's going to cycle again to make it come back up. That's what makes the recovery time on an electric fryer so bad. You know, compared to a gas fryer, sure, you can get that oil up to temp in 30-35 minutes, whereas with an electric, it's about 40 to 45 minutes. But you can't slow the acceleration of the heat on a gas one without turning the flame down, and you run the risk of shooting the temperature up way too high past the smoke point, and you ruin the viscosity of the oil itself, and it won't make it good for frying at another time. You're also going to change the flavor of your turkey, make it taste burnt and whatnot, so keep that in mind. Last but not least, the third worst thing that you can do when frying, period, frying in an electric fryer or frying in the gas fryer, is seasoning just before you're about to put it in. You want to season your turkeys hours before you're about to stick it in the fryer. That way it gives the molecules a chance to break down and really get into the turkey. If you've ever fried a turkey before and you seasoned it right as you were about to stick it in, you probably noticed that virtually all the seasoning that you put on there pretty much washes off in the fry. So give those seasonings a chance to work their way into the turkey. I almost forgot. Last but not least, I know I gave you 3 things before, but the fourth worst thing that you can do with your turkey is to put it in there wet. Don't stick it inside your fryer wet. It's going to cause an eruption like no other. So keep that in mind. Pat dry it as best you can before you stick it in, and then that should get you going nice and good. Okay, so the oil has come up to temperature. It's about 375 degrees. The turkeys that I have are roughly 13 pounds a piece. So at 3 minutes per pound, it's going to take, I don't know, 39 minutes? We'll check it at around 35 to see where we're at. Make sure I don't have any paper towels in here. So now we're just going to drop this in. I've taken the lid off so that you guys can see how this is going to go. I'm just going to go in relatively slowly. It. I'll see you guys in about 36 minutes or so. Okay, so we've reached the point where it should be done. It's been about 36 minutes. My timer should be getting ready to go off here. What you want to do now is you want to burp this thing, because if you just simply open it, it's gonna let out a whole lot of steam that's gonna burn your fingers. And you know, I don't know if when you buy this someplace other than Costco, but with Costco it comes with these gloves. So if you don't have these gloves, make sure you burp it. So let the steam out first before you go. I'm going to take the lid off just so you guys can see. Well, I'll just take it out by hand. So we're going to dump off or pour out all the oil that might be inside the cavity. That way you don't end up with a turkey full of oil. Then I'm just gonna let this hang out here for a moment before I stick it inside the tin. All right, it's been hanging out for a few minutes. I'm just gonna remove it from the fry basket, and we'll set it into the tin. And again, I'm gonna shake this thing to make sure that there's no oil left in it before I set it in. So because I have a second one going, I need to recover the temperature on here, and I'm going to let that do it again. It's going to be probably about 10 to 15 minutes before it reaches 375. I'm just going to put the lid back on and let it do its thing. So if you're wondering what the turkey looks like, here it is. Beautiful turkey.
Beautiful turkey.
So here's a helpful hint. I probably should have told you this before I dropped the first turkey. Is to put the basket down inside the oil. What this is gonna do, when you put your new turkey in there, is to prevent the back skin from sticking on it. So not only is the basket as hot as the oil, but it's also lubricated with oil, which will prevent a tacky, wet turkey skin from sticking to it. Trust me, you're gonna want to do that, because if you've ever fried one in one of these, you'll know that the skin will stick if it's not previously lubricated with oil, and you'll just tear all the skin off as you go to remove the turkey. Okay, oil's up to temp again. We're ready for the second turkey. Towels, some